you describe what was going through your mind, how you were feeling in that moment?
That's a very good question, actually. It's always shocking when something like this happens. Happened to me a little bit.
The latest shooting incident involving Donald Trump has sparked two conversations at the same time. The official version is straightforward. Trump was safely evacuated from the White House Correspondents' Dinner after a man allegedly tried to breach security with a shotgun. Reports say a law enforcement officer was injured but protected by body armor, and the suspect was taken into custody. That's the news story. But online, especially in Black social media spaces, people are reacting to something else entirely. They're not only asking what happened, they're asking why it happened now.
So there's breaking news out of the White House Correspondents' Dinner that it has been shot up. Someone entered the lobby, apparently and allegedly, and shot up the lobby. I don't know. Details are still developing if anybody was injured. But of course, Donald Trump was whisked away to safety and surrounded immediately by Secret Service. Now, I always like to err on the side of integrity and caution, right? Even if we're talking about people who are not of those characteristics. But I must say, just from a pure observational standpoint, there have been more shootings, killings, and incidents with this president since he has been in office than in a scene from Menace to Society. And I just want us to remember that this is not our first rodeo. And although we should take everything serious and be cautious, we should also be hyper vigilant of what else is going on politically and geopolitically at this time. What are we being distracted from? What I do know is, because again, I don't know what happened, right? We don't know what happened. Apparently, the person that did this has been allegedly killed, of course. But I do know, and no matter what you believe, even if you're a supporter of Donald Trump, this is not normal. It's no secret that this man absolutely loathes the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He skipped it when he was president previously, and he was absolutely humiliated when President Obama was making fun of him for the dinner. And as you see, he woke up and again decided that he wanted to write about President Obama again. So I don't know what his deal is, but all I do know is that I just want to remind everyone as this develops and as news comes out, which is predominantly from the news cycles that the news outlets that him and his conglomerate own, that this is not normal.
When a dramatic security scare suddenly takes over the news cycle, a lot of people immediately become suspicious. Some people are saying it looks staged. Some are saying the timing is too convenient. Some are saying it may not be fake, but it is definitely useful as a distraction. And that distinction is important because there is no solid evidence right now that the shooting incident was staged. Based on current reporting, this was a real security event with a real suspect and a real law enforcement response.
We're learning that the suspect is from Torrance, California, according to our sources. The sources, I'm going to try to be very specific here, is identified as Cole Allen, again from Torrance, California. As we have been told by various sources and by the Attorney General of the United States, search warrants are being executed at residents associated with this man. They're also at his hotel room, obviously, checking and going through any items they can find there. Again, he's been charged with multiple counts, including assaulting a federal officer and using a weapon in the commission of a crime.
But the distrust around it is still worth talking about. Black communities have a long history of being told official stories that later turned out to be incomplete, misleading, or flat out wrong. Governments have lied, police departments have covered things up, media outlets have shaped stories in ways that protect powerful people. So when something dramatic happens around a man like Trump, a lot of people do not automatically accept the first version of the story.
It's giving stage because why are they always missing? Friend, pick up the phone. Let me say this. If that was staged, I hope I hope they see why the ratings are in the tanks, because everyone was ready to celebrate. By the way, make sure you pick up your celebration kit, link in bio. We don't we're actually upset. You know, we're not like, oh my goodness, maybe we should be more nice. Maybe we should think that he's good, because we don't. We don't, because if y'all really cared, y'all would find out what happened with that man Charlie Kirk's alleged killer. Tyler Robinson is in there just rotting away, and they're saying he ain't even do the shit. That's crazy. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Y'all have a great day. As always, I'll be here to provide you with breaking good news to outweigh the bad.
It's not only about the incident itself, it's about attention. A shooting scare around a president changes the emotional weather immediately. The media becomes serious. Supporters rally. Critics get told to tone things down. The conversation shifts to political violence, national security, and unity. All of that is valid. Political violence is serious. Nobody should be pretending otherwise. But people also know how quickly a news cycle can bury a story. Sometimes the distraction does not need to be planned. Sometimes the media does the work by itself.
We've got breaking news right now. Trump has been evacuated from the White House Correspondents' Dinner with possible shots being fired. We do not know the identity of the possible shooter yet. However, we do know that Donald Trump is unfortunately okay and did not get injured as far as we know. However, the shooter has been reportedly apprehended. They have also just announced that the dinner is being canceled and they will have to reschedule in a month from now. And in the same building where this dinner was being held, just yesterday, a montage of Trump and Epstein's entire relationship was being projected onto the side of it. Coincidence? Hopefully not. The universe did not come through for us this time, so we gotta manifest harder, people.
The shooting incident may be real, but the distrust around it is also real. People no longer trust the order of events. They no longer trust that the biggest headline is always the most important one. They no longer trust that powerful people are being investigated with the same energy as everyone else. Maybe they are wrong about the shooting. Maybe the timing is just coincidence. But the fact that so many people immediately jump to suspicion tells you how broken trust has become. Because when a president is involved in a security scare and millions of people instantly ask what story it replaced, that says something about the country. And until the Epstein questions are answered properly, every major Trump headline is going to be met with the same response.